Greetings and welcome to Moritz workshop channel. Today we will talk about another essential piece of gear. In history and also in fantasy settings, many clothing lacks a basic feature of pockets. So what do you do and how to carry all your necessities with you all the time? The best way? Belt purse. It can come in many shapes and can be made from different materials, but the leather is probably most common. It can be simple leather pouch, or it can be more sophisticated like this purse. It can have several pockets. Right here we have small pouches. You can use them for coins, for keys and other small stuff. You can have here flat pocket for some documents maybe, and the main pocket, and you can have your razor, comb, maybe spoon and other important stuff. This is the usual content of historical purse. Particularly this one is based on original, which is in museum in Kozhim, so late 15th century Bohemia. It has the exact measurements and also the construction. Then you can have some simpler ones, for example like this. This one is visually designed for Nazari Brigade. It also has two pouches, main pocket, but it lacks the flat pocket in the cover. So the cover is just one layer. This one is multi-layer, but it still works really fine. It can be also as simple as that. This is just one pocket and that's it. The cover is two-layered, but it's only for stiffness. There is no pocket inside. We already talked about historical content of the purse, but what about the modern? What about your wallet, IDs, smartphone? If you wisely choose the size, you can easily fit them in. For example, the smartphone, nowadays it could be pretty large, and historical purses used to be relatively small. So especially if you have a large smartphone, you need to adjust the size of your purse. But then it will work for you really nicely. It pays off to have your smartphone in another type of coverage. For example, just a simple linen bag. If you open your purse, the content looks pretty historical, and it is another layer of protection for your phone. The simple linen bags like this are really useful. You can tie them so the content won't fall out. And the phone, of course, is not the only thing you can use this for. It is really practical for your dry food rations. So maybe some dried fruit or meat, walnuts, almonds. Also if you have a hardtacks or just for plain oats. It is really easy to make one. So in a few moments we'll show you. What do you need to make a simple linen bag like this? Well, of course, you need a needle and a thread, some scissors, piece of string, and of course the material. So here we have a basic rectangle shape. This one happens to be 13 to 40 centimeters, but of course take your measurements directly on your smartphone if you want to use it as the cover. Maybe you can use some pins, but it is a small pattern, so you won't need it. So let's make a little bit of space. So with the pattern we will start just folding in half, and we just made a mark about 3 centimeters from the edge. So now we will make a seam right here and leave this end loose. It is practically the same style as we made the coif. If you are interested, you can click on the video. So now we'll make a seam on one side. It doesn't matter if there will be a little bit rough, because it's just a small bag. For some fancy clothing, of course, we would make much smaller seams. So now let's just go one way, and when you get to the mark, we'll turn it and go back, so we'll make the seam complex. So now we are getting to the mark. As you can see, it was a kind of a speed sewing, so it's pretty rough, but it will work, so absolutely fine. Now we'll just go like about 2, maybe 3 times around the same spot. I think that's enough. The reason for it is that the end of the seam is a little bit stronger. If you have only single thread, it can easily tear. So we'll do it multiple times and that will strengthen the connection. So now we'll turn it and go back in a same style. Now with the other side, when we are on the way back, we are just filling the gaps between the seams, so it becomes complex. So we are now getting to the end. We'll free the needle and tie a knot here. Of course, it's nothing fancy, but we made this seam in just a few minutes, maybe in 3 in total, so it's pretty fast. Of course, if you want it to make more beautiful, take your time. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it doesn't matter. So now we just cut the thread off, and that is one side finish, and we will do the same on the other one. So now both sides are finished, and as you remember, we left a bit of fabric here loose. So now we'll make stitches around this, and to the tunnel we'll put the string. We'll use a stitching that on the outside, on the side which will become outside, we'll make shorter stitches, and we'll make longer on the inside, so it won't take us so much time. Also remember to make a seam just a little bit further from the edge, so it won't rip as easily. And now we'll just go around. So, when you get to the edge, we will make few stitches through the both sides. It will make this point stronger, and it will hold for a longer time. So that's enough, and just make the other side. So now we are finished. We tied a knot. We also strengthened this point the same as the other one, and now we'll just fold it inside out. do the edges, and this is finished bag. And now you have two of them. And tightening works exactly the same. Just watch out and use long enough string. Otherwise you would have to be extra careful every time when you untie it. If you are a beginner or if you are just starting with sewing, trying that on some linen bags like this is the best way to begin. It doesn't matter if your sewing is rough, it will come with the time and experience. Don't worry, don't be afraid, and do your sewing. So, get your hands on this practical stuff, the purses, and also make yourself a linen bag because it always pays off to cover your modern gear. Hope you like this video, leave us a comment, give us a like, and see you next time.